with that out of the way, let's go right ahead and talk about the Boston Celtics and their series against the Cavs. A lot of people are really upset at how this series has been played out, simply because the Celtics seem to have like the easiest road to the finals ever in compared to the playoffs in the Western Conference. It seems like they have the easiest way to get to the finals, and a lot of people are very upset about it, and a lot of people think it's rather unfair. Obviously, that's just the rest of the fans hating because, if they hate us because they ain't us kind of attitude. I'm not a Celtics fan, but that's essentially like what Celtics fans are going to be thinking. They hate us because they ain't us, and that's really like how the case would be. I mean, I feel like anybody whose team is put into that situation, they would be saying the exact same thing, and they would think, well, it's not really that easy, but it's easier than it needs to be. And the reason why I say it's easy is because the Cavs just lost their best player, Donovan Mitchell, in this game. He was ruled out and due to a calf strain. So because he's ruled out, obviously being the best player, that was their one chance of being able to do something in this series. And even with Donovan Mitchell, the Celtics were still going to be favorites, and wouldn't be surprised if they would be double-digit favorites going into the postseason and continuing. That's just how good the Celtics are compared to the Cavs. But now that Donovan Mitchell is going to be out for this series, and now that Donovan Mitchell was out for that last game, it was relatively easy for the Boston Celtics to come out with the win. But ironically, the game did not end in a blowout. Final score was 109 to 102, so the Cavs sort of gave them a run for their money. But it's not like the Celtics, they played bad. Like, it's not like the rest of the team played bad. Tatum, he ended the game with 33 points and 11 rebounds, so very impressive. Drew Holiday ended the game with 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. And Jaylen Brown ended the game with 27 points, along with 8 rebounds. The rest of the squad, Derek White, he didn't really play that well, but it wasn't needed, obviously. And this is sort of like, this goes back to what I was saying on the previous podcast. If one of the players wasn't playing well in that starting lineup, then they had several other players to go ahead and cover for him. And those players ended up doing their job. Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they were covering for Derek White's lack of offense since he wasn't picking up the slack. And it resulted them winning. Now, obviously, when for some reason Darius Garland, he decides to remember that he's the second option on the team and scores 30 points in this game with 7 assists. Max Strus scored 15, 7 and 7. Evan Mobley ended the game with 19 and 9. Karis LeVert ended the game with 19. And that was basically it in terms of scoring for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And they really needed Donovan Mitchell in this game if they wanted to make a statement in this series. And not having Donovan Mitchell in the lineup and relying only on Darius Garland is not ideal for the Cavs. And LeBron was in attendance in this game. He got a standing ovation from the Cavs and the fans. And somebody even joked saying that they're going to need 40 minutes from LeBron James if they have any chance of coming back from this. It's obviously like LeBron, the franchise's best player, and was arguably the biggest competition towards the Boston Celtics. LeBron would always beat the Boston Celtics every single time, except for that one time when the Celtics had the big three with Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, and he lost early in the second round. After that, LeBron has basically trampled wiped the floor with the Boston Celtics. He's walked over them several times in the postseason, and now the tables have sort of turned to where now the Cavs are the ones getting walked over by the Boston Celtics. So this is 8 brutal years of torment taken out on the Cavs, essentially. So I don't really see this series going on to having more than 5 games. The series is now going to be moved over to Boston for Game 5, and I feel like that's really the death sentence for the Cavs. There's like nothing they can really do to sort of come back. Assuming that Donovan Mitchell is still injured and still out with this calf strain, don't really see the Cavs making much noise in this postseason against the Celtics. And it's really unfortunate given how this team is like incredibly talented and it has the players, but it's just Donovan Mitchell can only do so much. And the Celtics are expected to play in the next series, they're expected to play either the Knicks or the Pacers. And given how the Knicks are struggling against the Pacers, I don't even think the Knicks are going to be a good enough competition for the Celtics with their lineup and how they've been playing so far. And then with the Pacers and the Celtics, they're going to match their pacing, and they're really just it's going to be the team on which team could hit more threes and which team could hit them faster in the next series if they do play against the Boston Celtics, if they do play against the Pacers. But the Celtics team right now, they have like a really, really easy road to the finals compared to the Western Conference. Like, obviously, it's not easy to make the finals, and I don't like the statement that a lot of the fans are making, saying that like, oh, the Celtics, they have an easy road. No road to the playoffs is easy, and anything can happen at any given time. I mean, look at the Celtics. They didn't have Kyrie Irving in 2018, yet the Celtics core was able to, like with Tatum and Brown, before they even entered into their primes, they were winning in the series, and they managed to make it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, and they were one game short of winning and going all the way, but LeBron had other plans, obviously. And since then, the Celtics, they've just been successful throughout the entirety with Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. They've been good for a very long time. And it seems like out of all the times that they've been good, this one right here is where they have the utmost certainty to make it all the way to the finals. Almost utmost certainty. And that's sort of why a lot of the fans are saying that this road to the finals is relatively easy. And I don't think any road to the finals is easy unless you're the Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant. That was an easy finals. That was an easy road to the finals in 2017. They swept through every single team except for the Cavs. And the only reason why they didn't even sweep through the Cavs is because everybody on the Cavs in Game 4 wanted to shoot the lights out. And they were able to win that one game, but unfortunately it wasn't enough and they ended up losing. That right there, that was an easy road to the finals, because Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, and whoever that center is, didn't matter who that center was, Iguodala coming off the bench, Sean Livingston coming off the bench, all of these great players, Hall of Fame players that were on that Golden State Warriors roster, that was the easiest road to the finals, without a doubt. And saying that this one right here with the Boston Celtics is an easy road to the finals, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. And not to mention, when the Warriors were playing in the playoffs in 2017, Kawhi Leonard actually got injured against the Spurs, which also made their road to the playoffs just that much easier. And similar to how in this series Donovan Mitchell has been injured and ruled out. So that's basically all I have to say on this series. So with that, we are out of time for this first segment. So now I will go ahead and go into the second segment, where I talk about the Thunder and the Mavericks and their series, respectively. So I will be right back after this short break.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the